Hello friends, this is Ankush Bhat with Catia tutorial number 11. In this tutorial, we will learn about trim tool and quick trim tool. So on the left hand side, we have Catia V5 window, and on the right hand side, we have step-by-step instructions for the tutorial which you can write down. So let's start by creating a new file. Go to start, mechanical design, part design, give a file name to your file as I'm giving it Jimmy. So new file with file name Jimmy has been created. Choose any plane from the part tree as I'm going with XY plane, or you can choose the plane from here also, the YZ plane. Now select the sketcher tool. So we have entered into the sketcher workbench. These are the sketcher tools on the right interface, bottom interface, and in the top interface. This is the trim tool, and by selecting the bottom arrow we get different type of trim tools. In this video we will learn about this trim tool and the quick trim tool. We can reach to these tools going to insert, then operation, then eliminations. We have trim tool and quick trim tool here also. We have learned about corner and chamfer tool in our previous video, and we also learned about profile and constraint tools. So let's start by creating some sketch. So trim tool is used to remove, or we can say erase, the unwanted part of our sketch. So let's work on these type of trim tools. So we are done with our sketch. So moving on to trim tool. To work with this trim tool, we need two type of sketches. First of all, the sketch to be trimmed, and secondly the reference sketch out to which we want to trim our sketch. So we have two type of trim tool. So let's work with first type. Select the sketch. As we can see, it is trimming our sketch, and now select the reference sketch. The first type of trim tool, it just trims the selected sketch and also trims the reference sketch. We can see as I'm referencing this sketch, it is trimming this sketch. As I'm referencing this sketch, it is trimming this sketch, or I'm referencing this sketch, it is trimming the other part of this sketch. So, or I can take the reference as this circle. So as I'm selecting this part, is it trimming other part, or I'm selecting this part, is it trimming the other part of the circle. So let's select this sketch. So we can see previously we had these two extensions. So by selecting the first sketch and taking the reference sketch, it has trimmed the both sketch, but it's not in the case with the other type. In the other type of the sketch, it just trims the first sketch and do not trim the reference sketch. As we can take this circle as a reference, so it has not trimmed the reference sketch but trimmed the first sketch. Let's do it again. Pick up the tool from here, select the sketch, and now select the other reference sketch up to which we want to trim it. As I'm taking the circle again, so we can say, see, it has trimmed the other part of this line but not trimming the reference circle. So let's move on to the other trim tool, the quick trim tool. Before that, let's draw some sketches. So quick trim tool is very easy to use tool. It's most commonly used tool to trim the sketch, as it just trims the sketch with a single click. So let's work with this. Pick up the tool. As we can see, we have three type of quick trim tools. Just working with the first trim tool. Pick up the first trim tool, quick trim. Select the sketch. Now we will see that it will just trim this sketch up to the other sketches. Like we can see, it has trimmed the sketch up to the other sketches. Let's do it again. Select this sketch. We can see that it has trimmed the sketch up to the other sketches, like up to this point and up to the circle circumference. Let's do it again. Selecting this sketch, we can see it has trimmed the sketch up to the other sketch. Now moving on towards to the second type of quick trim tool. The difference between this tool and the previously used, the first type of quick trim tool, is that just we can see it just trims the other part of the selected sketch. As we selected the sketch, it has trimmed the other part of selected sketch, but in the previous quick trim tool, it just trims the selected sketch and keeps the other part of the selected sketch. As we can do it again. Select the sketch, so we can see it has trimmed the other part of selected sketch, but with the case of first type of quick trim tool, it just trims the selected sketch and keeping the other parts of selected sketch. So now moving on towards to the third trim tool. it is used to break the selected sketch. As we can see, as I'm just selecting this line, it is being selected in a single unit, but by using this type of operation, quick trim, third type of quick trim, it has just broke the line. We can see now it's not being selected in a single unit, it's getting selected in different parts. So I hope you like this video, and thanks for watching this video.